getting all that organized, so
Okay, okay.
he promised he'd take the minutes today, so
Yeah.
I still haven't finished the July minutes because, for a couple of reasons, but first of all, because I was incapacitated for a few weeks. I had the shoulder replacement, so
Uh, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm in therapy and, it's coming along,
Okay.
so.
Got a call. I got a call from the 3-3 prison. There was
Yeah.
a shooting last night, before midnight. A 26 years old man got killed. It says that it seems that they had problems. One came on a bicycle or something like that, and was standing on the corner by the funeral home. I don't know if it's like by the Riviera.
Rivera must be.
Uh-huh. And they shot him dead.
Well,
It happened this summer 3 times in the same area: 174, 170 San Nicolas, one in Audubon Avenue, and this one is San Nicolas again. No, one in on Amsterdam Avenue, one
right.
in San Nicolas, and one in Audubon.
Hmm.
Uh,
I don't know. Don't know.
no, because last night there was a big issue about the police not responding. But I'm telling you, people are shooting. This is like the old Western movies.
Mm-hmm. Shoot 'em ups.
Yeah. Oh, the agenda for today, and I saw it before, and I'm looking for the thing.
Okay.
No, I'm looking for the agenda for today. I I don't know what I
Oh.
did with it. I know I have it someplace.
Yeah, I know. I sent it out. Yeah. Nothing too complicated.
No, I just got it. I just got it.
And you got the new committee lists, right?
Oh, they left me out. They left me out of the youth services committee. So that's maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did they put you on a different one?
Listen, after 35 years on the board, I go wherever I feel like going. No one is.
Yes, ma'am.
No one is going to tell me. The only thing about these Zoom things, Ebenezer, since when we have regular meetings, I mean personal meetings, we sign in. If we go to a committee that we don't belong to, like last night, I signed in on both committee. But anyway, so that doesn't give me credit on my attendance for other committees, right? Because I heard Wayne Benjamin saying to you, who's going to give you the name of the people who attended the meeting?
Yes, your name gonna be there, and the attendees for that committee, for that
But
meeting. Yes.
I'm not in those two committees, so I just don't know.
Well, like you remember, the signing sheet that we have that have committee members, and then on the side has or board members that attend that committee. So it's gonna be the same thing. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna call Gloria because I don't see her, and she called this morning. I gave her the link, and she said she got it. So I calling her to find out she was able to log in or she have any trouble.
Okay.
Hi, Gloria, how are you? Benito here. Okay, that's why I called it. But we're able to click the link.
Norma's birthday is Saturday, September 5th.
Right. I'm going over there tomorrow.
They don't let anybody in, right, yet?
No. I'm going over to bring her mail
Last year we
tomorrow.
brought-
so-
No, last year we brought her, a little present, but I mean,
Right.
Okay, but if you want to see the meeting, it's already in YouTube. You can,
Call her. We can sing happy birthday over the phone at least.
yeah, you can. go
yeah, I call her from time to time. I just don't know why she doesn't call.
You,
I know.
unless you.
She doesn't call me either, so.
You can call.
Hi, Fern.
If you want to ask something. Okay, but you can watch the meeting.
I hear you
Hear me, wait, now you hear me?
now.
I hear you now, Fern.
Okay, good.
Okay, Kalinsky is asking for. the link.
Hey, Fern, this is of the committee. Is anyone called Ana Casana?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We already spoke to her, but she doesn't want to spend all of her money to get
She doesn't have
Medicaid.
any money left.
Apparently she does.
Huh?
So she had already refused Medicaid with the NORC.
Yeah, but I
And-
mean,
And so Dory spoke to her and her daughter and explained what she needed to do and told her to get back to us if she wants to move forward.
okay, so
But she said
think-
I had her speak directly to Dory. I didn't send her to any of the caseworkers.
no, it's all right. All right, so then, because I think, I mean, the money, the issue with the money, and she's almost blind, so she needs someone there all the time, but
Right. Right, I know. That's what I told Dory and I told her how to go about it. And Dory spoke with her, but she told Dory no, that could think about it.
oh. All right,
We can only tell people what we know, Maria. We
yeah,
can't
no, uh-huh.
do what we think is best.
Yeah, but about the economic issue, she has a problem. She has a problem. She wasted a lot of her,
Opportunity.
no, the money that she had,
Mm, mm.
well, anyway. Okay, thank you, dear.
Okay, no problem.
Mhm. Oh, Rabbi is in also. Who else?
Yep,
have been-
and Glennis, I think that we should
Hello?
get started.
Hello, Mary, Fern,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Hi, Marcy. Yes, we hear you. We just don't see you.
Oh, all right. No, because I was having trouble. I got on and I could see everybody and I couldn't hear, and I'm not getting the thing that lets me put the video on.
Because she's an attendee, is that right?
Yes, yes.
Also, I see that Glennis is on the attendee side, not the panelist side.
How do the little icons for the video, and nothing's coming up at the bottom of my screen.
I don't know.
You need to play a little bit with the mouse until the thing appears there. It's gonna appear in gray.
Yeah.
The
She
Yeah.
might
symbol
be
of,
on the phone.
Hi, everyone.
you are
Oh,
on the
yeah,
phone.
yeah.
It's Marcy. I'm not on the phone. I'm on the computer. I can see everybody. And I can't find anything. It's coming up as a webinar. And
Yes, that's why,
Right.
that's why.
And I'm not seeing anything that lets me put my picture up there.
It could be how the Zoom was set up, that only the panelists can show their face.
Ah,
That'd
okay,
be my guess.
got it. Okay.
But Glennis should be a panelist.
Okay, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
I think
I'm a
I
panelist.
promote
Hold
Glenny
on,
to
I
hold
can
on,
see
panelist
hold
now.
everyone.
on. Hold on, let Ebenezer,
Okay, you ready to go? I'm gonna start recording.
yes.
Okay, we're recording now.
Okay, so we are beginning this meeting of the Committee for Concerns of the Aging on Thursday, September 3rd. Starting this meeting at 10, calling the meeting to order at 10:45 a.m. Welcome, everybody. I know people are having some trouble. There's Richard Ullman. Hi, Richard.
He's on mute. He, Nadia, and Glennis are on mute. Oh, and Marcy.
I'm here.
Hi.
I've been here for about 5 minutes. Same problem other people were having.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Trust me, I do. Okay. So, welcome, everybody. We've been actually chit-chatting a little bit. Oh, I see. You were under Yahoo.
No, now he's a panelist.
Now he's a panelist. Okay.
Yeah, Glennis, you're a panelist now too. If you'd like to show your face, you can.
Hi, everyone. I'm actually at work, so I think it'd be okay for me to stay this way.
Okay.
And who is NYC Nadia?
I don't know. Ebenezer, do you know?
Yes. Can you guys hear me? This is.
Yeah.
Hello?
Can hear you. Yes.
Oh, you could hear me? Okay. My name is Nadia. I got the invite and I am joining. I just wanted to see how, how this group works and hopefully I could learn something. And if I can, I could cooperate as well. I'm not sure how to
Okay.
get the video on, but hopefully next time I'll be able to join properly.
Are you a board member or in an
I'm-
organization in the community?
I'm not a board member. I'm just a resident of the community. I live in Washington Heights. I live the 166th Street area. I met Ebenezer. Maybe he'll remember. He brought me over some bags that I was supposed to, on behalf of Fair Florimon. And this is how I'm getting, this is how I'm learning about all these community groups that are here. I'm born and raised in Washington Heights, and I am proud to be here.
Perfect.
Great.
Happy to have you.
Okay, thank you. My mom is also joining, but she's joining via YouTube.
Okay.
So she's gonna learn. She's more fluent in Spanish, so I'm here on the other side trying to translate for her. So hopefully more people will join as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So everybody's been welcomed in and we know who everybody is. The new committee lists have gone out to everybody. I'm assuming that everybody has checked it and know what committees you're on, what committees you're not on. There were
Am I-
changes made. Yes, Fern,
Am I still a public member?
you are still a public member.
Okay, perfect.
We still have the 3 public members.
Okay.
It's myself, the Rabbi Yosef, Richard Ullman, Glennis, Maria Luna, and the 3 public members.
Okay, thank you.
That's the entire committee at this point, okay?
Right. And
I
I
have
see
not-
Marielle is on, she just wrote in on the Q&A that she's on board as well.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Just getting used to trying to do all these things. I have not, if you've been looking for minutes from the July meeting, I have not finished them yet. For a variety of reasons. One is because I've been physically impaired and not able to use two hands to type because I had total shoulder replacement, in my left shoulder at the end of July. I'm in recovery now. The wound is healing well and I'm in therapy. So eventually you will see those minutes. So as far as the agenda goes today, it's some repetitive stuff, but I've looked into the question about the long lines at businesses, banks, post offices, et cetera, et cetera. And as discussed in our other meetings, I spoke to Domingo Estevez, who felt that it was important for the seniors to have priority in those lines, seniors and disabled. I further spoke to Isidro Medina, and he felt the same way, but he also felt that if we had a resolution, if we came up with a resolution regarding this, that would give him more clout to be able to convince the businesses to do this. So I don't know, perhaps some discussion about this. Do we want to do a resolution? Is there any more discussion? I know we've discussed it at length. Maria.
Who, if we do a resolution, who do we address that to? Number one, businesses is a different, have to be under the probably economic development committee with ours. And also the post office is for the bank of post office, those are federal mandate. Who are we going to be addressing those resolutions to?
Anybody have an answer for that?
Well, I would think it should be joint with economic development as a reso. And I would think that you're addressing it at least to the bid and the Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
To get the word out to the businesses that belong to those two entities.
Right.
I don't know beyond that how you would reach out. Marielle said add merchants associations.
Do we have the organized up here? I know that we have business groups and we have Chamber of Commerce and things like that, but how much clout do they have in all the businesses and not just the business that they are members of?
Well, I think it is a good question. They don't really have clout, so to speak, but they have the ability to get the word out and make it an important ask, I think. And I'm pretty sure that Isidro had mentioned that there is an Inwood Merchants Association, because I believe he was working with them on some of the bid projects. I see Richard and Maria, you're both nodding.
Mm-hmm.
I'll speak for my nod. I nodded. Go ahead, Maria.
No, I know that there is a chamber of the Washington Heights Inwood Chamber of Commerce that is headed by Sandra Harris, is the president of the chair of the board. She's also on the board of the Chamber of Commerce in Harlem. I don't know who is on the one uptown. There is another one. There is a Chamber of Commerce, the women's, that's headed by Kenny Abreu. Maybe we can, send.
That's a good thought.
And there is another one up. Well, it's not a chamber. It's a business improvement. Maybe that would be a good thing to do. The business improvement agency that I think we have one is headed by Yvonne Stenner Cloth, and the other one is up by 207th Street or Diamond. I don't know who is in, who is the head of that one.
I'm
used to
sure.
be someone from the
I'm
community.
sure Isidro would be very helpful, and he said he would help us, you know, if we wanted to do a reso, that he would even help write it. I kind of put a draft together, you know, at least with some thoughts out of my head, but, you know, Isidro is involved with a lot of different business organizations in the community, and I think, and he volunteered to, you know, kind of be the spokesperson and get this, you know,
Right,
get the
okay.
word out, that this is something that we really want to do. You know,
But he thought we
have done.
needed a reso?
Yeah, he felt a reso would be, would give him more clout to be able to, you know, sell this.
That's fine. The one question about it's a good idea to do it jointly with the Business Development Committee,
Mhm.
but they've already met this month, so it pushes this back one month in the cycle.
Sure.
All right, so we can do, you know, hours, so then,
I'd be inclined to do a reso here today, move it, and ask Business Development then how they want to sign on to it. They may find some other procedures for signing on before the September general meeting.
Mhm. And, you know, like I said, Domingo was, you know, very
okay,
much
sorry,
into it.
since a resolution has to be then presented to the executive, and then from the executive goes to the general meeting, how about maybe a letter that we can expedite this thing? And then if there is a resolution is needed, then we can do that later on. But I think that if we wait for the resolution, the end of the month is gonna be like what, September 20 something?
Mhm.
So we, you know, we just wasting time, right? So maybe a letter from Isidro and you, Mary, and that can be forwarded to the business organization up here. That could give us a little time.
Maybe using that, both ideas there, pass the reso out of committee today. It goes to the executive committee, and if they decide working together on a letter is a good first step, it'll happen right away.
That's
I
good.
would draft both. My recommendation would be to draft the reso and draft the letter so that we're not waiting for somebody else to say what we want to say.
Mhm.
Right. All right.
And then if they want to tweak it, they can tweak it, but at least we've put our thoughts together as a consolidated group.
Okay. Might you be willing to draft the letter?
If you send me your ideas, I will draft the letter, and I'm gonna ask Richard if he'd be willing to draft the reso.
All right, so we can vote.
I sort of have a
we should-
reso draft
vote on the
written in
concept
my
of
little
that.
book here, but, you know,
I was about to volunteer, but I think the appropriate volunteer is to help Mary with the work that she's already done.
Yeah,
Build on
Yes.
that.
yes, absolutely. That would be my intention.
okay.
I'm
Mary,
not create
glad
something-
to.
All right, so I guess that we have to vote on that, right? And then we have to, in support of that, you know, the resolution, the letter, you know, the
Yes.
concept, and then we'll just let it go, right? To the
Well,
executive.
I think Mary should read out what she's drafted so that we have some idea of what we're voting on.
Okay, I can do that. So I started out with, whereas COVID-19 created a hardship for everyone, causing businesses to close. Whereas when businesses were allowed to reopen, restrictions were put in place for everyone's safety, masks, social distancing, limited number of people inside, etc. Whereas these restrictions created unusually long lines of people waiting to enter grocery stores, pharmacies, banks, post offices, etc. Whereas seniors and disabled are unable to wait or stand for an unusually long period of time in lines, creating a severe hardship on them being able to meet their needs. Whereas priority for entry to these businesses need to be given to seniors and disabled. Therefore, CB12M resolves that seniors and disabled should be allowed to skip the long lines and enter the necessary businesses to be able to do banking, mailing, and buy items necessary for survival, such as food, medicines, and other necessities. I was writing
That's
this in the
great.
park yesterday when I was sitting in the park.
That was perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
It's,
I- the only thing I would think is perhaps instead of skip, you might say something like be prioritized to enter first or something. 'Cause I
Yeah,
think skip is,
it's Marcy. Can I was just gonna say that I think it sounds better to say that seniors
Yeah.
and disabled people be given priority in the line. I think that sounds better. You beat me to the punch, Fern.
Or in the line or in the queue.
yeah, yeah. But it's a great reso. Great job, Mary. You
Thank
don't need our help.
I always need your help. I need at least your confirmation. But like I said, I had to be ready to focus on this. And I was sitting very relaxed in the park late yesterday afternoon, and I brought my little book and my pen with me, and I said, you know what, let me sit here and play with this. So that's
So I'm
what I
gonna
did.
add, Marielle keeps adding great suggestions, so I just wanted you to make sure that you had her list because it won't show up on the tape. So she said merchant associations,
Mhm.
Washington Heights and Inwood Improvement Corp, and cloth. Those were her 3 suggestions beyond what we had said.
Okay.
I love it. I make a motion that we vote on the reso unless there are any other comments. Richard,
Second,
you're the second? Great, thank you.
the team.
All right,
Okay.
the vote,
Writing
yes.
it. Joseph, are you writing in these suggestions from Marielle, or should I do it on my notes?
Yeah, if you can see them and I guess.
Yeah,
if you-
okay,
Yeah,
I
it
got
might be
it.
easier and then you'll get it all to me at once. I'm trying to also do 2 things
Yeah,
at once as
okay.
you are too. Merchants, yeah, Marielle, these are great.
Yeah. Cloth.
While you're doing that, Mary, Nadia, what is your last name for attendance purposes?
Oh, my last name is Ramirez, Ramirez.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So just to get straight myself while I'm writing this up. So we're going to address this reso to all of these different associations and business.
So the reso is from the board. But what we're gonna do, I think, is use the reso to,
Draft a letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the other way to do that is to put an additional therefore in the reso saying, and this should be communicated to.
Therefore, say it again, Richard.
Well, I don't have it exactly, but you can
Well-
put a line in there. Therefore, this should be communicated to all business and merchant associations in Washington Heights and Inwood, business improvement districts, elected officials, and I know I'm missing a few. I've got just the spirit of it there.
Uh-huh.
development corporations.
Merchants,
Yeah, no, you said merchants first.
well, merchant associations, but merchants should
Yeah.
probably be a separate
Okay.
bullet in there. By the way, Joseph, much appreciation for the Golden Gate background. It touches some very warm spots for me.
Pretty easy to do on Zoom.
Okay, so I will type this up and send it to you guys.
Fine.
You need us to vote.
That's correct.
I moved
do.
the vote and Richard seconded it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So
Aye.
we have Glennis,
Glennis?
Lennis, you need to unmute yourself, honey.
okay, could be she stepped away. We'll have to get her vote afterwards. So otherwise, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Four.
5 that are on the board.
Yeah,
Okay, and
We are pending Lennis, and then we need to ask the people who are not on the board.
okay, so what do the public have to say?
okay. Marcy?
That's fine. I think it sounds great with the changes as noted.
Okay. And Nadia, are you interested in voting?
Sure am, and yes, for it.
Okay.
And Marielle, are you allowed to vote?
Oh,
I don't think so, right?
I am? Who are
Are
we?
you?
Which are the Maria?
Celia Cruz.
Marielle.
Marielle. Yeah,
Marielle.
Marielle
Oh, I
said
see, okay.
she's not allowed to vote. So you would just have to say not voting
Why? Wait.
due to her position for the controller,
Oh, I see.
because she's representing the elected.
Okay.
Yeah, she said put down abstain.
Yeah,
Okay.
No bother, no
I
bother.
love Marielle. Marielle, you're so good. You're answering it before I ask it.
Oh, is Maria de la Cruz? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, look at this. On my screen, you guys got to laugh. On my screen, Joseph, you're on the left with the Golden Gate going this way, and Ebenezer's on the right with the
There you
George
go.
Washington going this way.
Right.
Well, then I have a question. What is the Golden Bridge doing there?
He
What was
made
I
it-
doing?
What happened to
Joseph
the Manhattan
that
Bridge?
down
If you don't
instead of
want
the
about it,
student.
why can't you have the Manhattan Bridge or the instead of the Golden Bridge? Maybe you like the color.
Mhm. I like the color.
Okay, so I keep throwing in this, future meetings and seniors in the community being unable to join meetings due to lack of equipment, technology, skills, etc. Nadia, maybe you have some ideas. Since you said your mother was going to join in on Yahoo or on
No,
YouTube.
on
rather.
YouTube. Yeah, so ideas, I'm here just to learn the process, but in regards to ideas, I do see that, I do understand that it is difficult for people of the that are older to communicate via Zoom and via any other means other than the regular phone. Right now, I'm kind of blank on to in giving a suggestion. But I'm here to listen to other people's suggestions. I'm sorry, but I'm not here to give I'm not ready to give a suggestion yet.
Okay,
So
That's
maybe
fair.
can I maybe suggest, Nadia, your mother, she live around also in this community. Maybe she can join one of the senior centers, and that you can get not only information about what we do here, but also the activities within the centers. Maybe
Okay,
and they bilingual and must everything that I think we do on the seniors centers are bilingual. We have Latinos, Jewish, Chinese. We have all sort of information to to the community.
all right. Is there a okay? That's great. In regards to the community center, again, I'm just learning learning the different options and the different opportunities here that we have so that we could learn about the community. When you mentioned about the centers, the first question on my mind is, okay, which is the closest center that we have? I've heard about this one on, I think it's on Fort Washington on 163rd, but
Yes.
Right.
I'm not aware of all of them. And I think I could follow up with you, Maria, if possible. Maybe if I could get a listing, and maybe especially my building. I don't think that we're very familiar with that, and maybe I could put up a flyer and just letting people know about these community centers.
Nadia, it's
And-
Marcy. There are two senior center representatives here, Fern and myself, although Fern is much more adept at all this, but you can get a list of senior centers from the New York City Department for the Aging. There are a lot of centers in Washington Heights and Inwood. And I can certainly, I'm happy to be in touch with you about our center if you'd like. You know, and I can send you my information. It's nycnadia@yahoo.com.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to send you an email after this, and I can give you some information about our center.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I believe I may also have the list of all 9 senior centers in Washington Heights and Inwood. And if I do, which I'm sure I do, I will forward that to you as well.
That works. That works, and it's appreciated. I could also post it in the church too.
That'd be great. So you should just be aware that right now, due to COVID-19, all of the senior centers are functioning virtually. We're not allowed to have in-person meetings right now, but it's good to have the information and the background for when everything does completely reopen.
Mary, and that sort of speaks to what when you said before about issues of seniors participating in this meeting, coming to the Aging Committee. I mean, I think the issue of technology is just an across the board issue, and even in terms of the senior centers and people being able to connect to virtual programs.
Exactly.
You know, one of our members mentioned a tablet to me. And he asked me to check into it. It's called GrandPad, and it's designed especially for seniors. So I went on their website. It looks like a really wonderful device, with the hitch that nothing is free. So you can get this tablet, which does all these things, and it's specifically designed for seniors. But depending upon the plan you get, you're going to end up having to spend $500 or $600 a year for the privilege. So, you know, it's a great thought, but I don't think he realized quite the implications of what it would be. But I think that's the biggest thing. How can we get devices to seniors, and how can we, you know, offer ways and help people learn how to use the devices?
So I would say there's another approach, though I think that one is an important one that I am working on in several ways. But the other approach is making the phone more usable. So for example, many of our seniors already use WhatsApp for communicating with their loved ones over the sea, wherever over the sea happens to be. I first found out about it because of friends in Israel, but I found out that the seniors use it to call all over the world. And it has a video feature, and it enables people to connect and see each other through the phone without necessarily needing a device that they can't afford to maintain. So I'm trying to cut at this in several different ways to increase accessibility for seniors. I've also reached out to the hospital about devices. So we have a variety, right? Because we have some seniors who are on SafeLink phones where their minutes are extremely limited. And we have others who are paying for their phone and are not fully utilizing its capability.
Yeah, Fern, that's an idea because WhatsApp is what you're talking about.
Mhm.
The seniors they have to pay for the minutes, and sometimes they're not going to be using it to talk to all of us, as opposed to checking with their relatives. I
Right.
proposed at the last meeting of the White COA that maybe they could work with the city of New York, since they are supplying computers and devices, iPad, to students. If they have a senior in their in their household, they should be able also to link to some of the agencies of the information, while the children are not using the computer, of course.
Right.
Excuse me. They look at me like I'm crazy, but I think that would be because a lot of our seniors live with families. They have live with their grandkids and things like that. And some of them, junior high school, so they be able to to train them through the steps of using that system. The commissioner told me, Lorraine said, well, let's take a look at that, how we can get the city too. But of course, she was concerned about that the city doesn't want to pay. There's an additional expense and things like that. But that's a good idea about the WhatsApp, because I know that Mexico, the Dominican Republic, everybody's talking to
Exactly.
everybody, Yeah.
South America too. South and Central America
Yeah, sure.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can have certainly continued discussion about this, and, Fern, keep us updated on what you're finding out and what's hopefully going to be successful.
Mary, in addition to the senior centers, do you see ways that we could connect with seniors at the nursing homes in the neighborhood? That there might be something within their organized activities too?
Actually, their activities are organized only on the floors that they're on, and often just individually, because again, they're not allowed to go off the floors.
Okay.
And many are confined to their rooms because of the COVID. I mean, this is still, my information from Isabella. I don't know about Fort Tryon, but
Odds are pretty good it's the same.
yeah, they, I can tell you that Isabella's been very appreciative of everyone who has brought magazines and books and whatnot to their facility. They're very, very happy with everything. So keep it up. If people have magazines or books to contribute, or anything that you think that the seniors might use, or if anybody wants to make a contribution. I bought 3 word search books the other day that I'm going to bring up, along with some magazines, because a lot of them like to do those. So, anything like that is very happily received. Maria.
I have I'm concerned that although this is not a part of the agenda, maybe in the new business, are we into the new business now? How to reach
Well, I
out?
want to.
Oh, go ahead.
We can jump to that.
I'll wait until the new business.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's just one more time review what I have down for C, which is reviewing the capital and expense budget listings the ratings that we actually did back in June, I think it was. I just want to do one final check-in, because they're going to ask us to submit these next month. So the capital budget items, we decided to reprioritize them. Number 1 being system-wide upgrade of area senior centers.
That seems to make a lot of sense now,
To improve connectivity to Wi-Fi and telecommunication services.
right? In light of
Yes.
COVID and everything else, it seems to be really, really critical in terms of connecting people with the outside world.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I agree.
So we said that that should be number one. Number two, renovate existing or build replacement senior centers as necessary to comply with ADA and DIFTA regs. Fern is the expert on this.
Yeah, we still have centers in our community that are not accessible.
All right.
Not
And
mine.
three, I'm sorry.
ahead.
And three, to provide funding to construct affordable, accessible housing for seniors. So everybody is good with those?
I
Going
am.
once, going twice.
Yes.
Any objections to any of that? Seeing none, we'll move to expense budget. Under the expense budget, we decided to keep all of the existing items, which I'll read off, but to add as number one, to expand mental health services for seniors. Number two, increase the expansion in the program. Expand in-home services for elderly persons, funding. Number three, increase funding to expand services at senior centers and CD12 to include hire additional social workers. Number four, increase funding for transportation for seniors by restoring prior budget cuts to expand access and outreach. Number five, increase access and outreach to healthy food programs for seniors with medical and health-related needs. Number six, increase funding for naturally occurring retirement communities or multi-family housing. There's been some rumors about the NORC programs. I don't know, how true it might be, but, wondering if some of the NORC programs might end up in jeopardy because of
Well, there are
decrease in available funding. So
I would say there
have
are
to wait and see.
multiple factors. One is that seniors are moving out of the neighborhood, which the NORC eligibility actually relates to the percentage of seniors in a building or in an area.
Mhm.
So as the percentage of seniors proportionally goes down, that funding can be affected, not to mention state and city budget cuts, which are also huge. But I haven't heard anything specific about NORCs.
No, I haven't either. It's just, kind of a thought that's been in the back, in the back thoughts of a lot of people that are involved with the NORCs.
How
And
many-
then,
Okay, so how many sites do we have in the north? Because I know that there is
Three.
one
Three.
of River Terrace,
Three.
right?
yeah,
It's River Terrace and the one here on Broadway. And
well, actually St. Nicholas, 169, yeah.
69 and
and
the other
then-
one
and
is
then
200 something?
Fort George Hill, the three
Fort George.
buildings of Fort George Hill,
Okay.
17, 19, and then
Hillside,
Fairview. No, Fairview Avenue.
I mean Fairview, sorry,
Yeah,
Fairview.
Are
Right.
they, maybe for another, are they thinking of combining that services with other services within the senior centers in our area?
So,
There's not really been talk about it. It's just something that people are wondering about, who are
I-
involved. For instance, people involved with Isabella, they're wondering if, because,
Right.
know,
No, because Isabella is the one
Funding is
that's
up.
running those, right? Those
yeah, all three,
lines
yeah.
of, you know.
so
I
point
don't
of,
know.
point of
Anyway,
information,
That's what I was gonna ask.
they are actually funded differently. The one at Fort George Hill is funded by the state. And the one at River Terrace and at 169th Street are funded by the city.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
it has to do also with what cuts might happen from whom. And the Resource Center, Carol Ban at the Resource Center, or whoever is in charge now, is actually overseeing all three. But you have to remember that those funding mechanisms are not the same.
So how we will list those on our, the budget, the expense budget? It's one as the state and one as this, the city.
So I believe our budget that we work from is recommendations to the city, correct, Mary?
I believe so, yes.
So I don't believe that we make in this budget recommendation set recommendations to the state. We could do that with a letter, but actually nobody knows right now where the state or city are going to make their cuts if the federal government doesn't come up with money to support us.
So maybe a letter be sent to the assembly person from the 72nd, which is like, and the one that you are mentioning on Fort George, right?
Right,
Which is that within her district.
right.
And the other can be added to our budget because it's a city and controlled by the city council members. So maybe,
Okay,
I mean, maybe
That's
the
a great idea.
maybe the wording could be, tweaked to make, for both, but then one was a letter and one is entered as a priorities for one, for our committee.
Uh-huh.
right, right.
Now, Mary, the
Do you think it's,
number 6 on that list, on that, what was that? I somehow I lost that.
this is the number 6 one now.
And how about the
On the
one
new
prior to
list.
that, the number 5 then?
Number 5, increase access to outreach to healthy food programs for seniors with medical and health related needs.
For how is that, the food distribution and whatever is going? Because I know that mine was eliminated, so I'm not giving food anymore. So,
So evidently DIFTA is looking at a whole lot of possibilities to bring food back to the senior centers provision, but they haven't resolved it yet. That's what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff is almost preliminary because the city hasn't formulated its actual ideas and plans. The city asked us to submit pilot proposals for reopening the senior centers and for serving food. And then 4 weeks later, they sent a message that, oops, there's no money. And then this week they said, oh, well, your proposal is approved. And when I called up and said, which one? They were like, oops, there's no money. So they're really confused. They really don't have a definitive idea what they're planning to do right now. But their ideas seem to center around bringing cooking back into the senior centers and doing actual deliveries from the senior centers instead of the global Get Food program.
I have a question for Rabbi. Are you familiar with I know that you do know the centers, Moriah and JCC. Are they in need of some of our support? Because this is the time that we can add whatever requests they have and put in our budget and community board 12 budget. I don't know anybody. Well, I know that firm, they are connected with the YCOA, but specifically anything that they may have, as their priority needs for those centers and that population.
I'm happy to
that
call
they
today.
service.
Yeah, I'm happy to call today to check in. That's a very good point.
Okay.
The real question for us as a committee would be if we want that food issue to be higher up in our expense request. Because that's sort of where we can weigh in more heavily. And I think the way Mary has it phrased would include culturally appropriate diet, right, Mary? Or was it all about health?
It was more about medical and health related needs, but I don't see why we couldn't include
Right. I think we should,
cultural.
and think about raising it in the priorities on the expense side.
Maybe at
'Cause
least,
to
at
me,
least to number 4 and have the transportation come down.
I'm open to other people's opinion. Obviously, I have a self-interest with transportation, but what I
Yeah.
seem to see is that mental health and food have been number 1 and number 2 over
Okay.
these last 6 months.
It's,
And
it's
we-
more, oh, it's Marcy, I'll second what Fern says. I think the food is a top priority. I think, you know, when, in terms of our seniors getting the Get Food, those who were registered or those who were grandfathered into the Get Food program, countless complaints during the course of the whole pandemic. Many fewer complaints when we were still able to provide grab and go, and we were also, our center was able to deliver. And it seems that that's been the biggest issue. So I would support that. I think food, and I think the mental health also. I mean, we're checking in with people on a regular basis to see how they're doing. Just anecdotally, you know, some of the members, our members that I've spoken to, some have been weathering it better than others. And I think some of our members whose lives are much more challenged in terms of just their day-to-day lives, just generally. I mean, we have a number of members who are homeless, or a number of people who are really facing, you know, we're facing strong mental health issues before the pandemic. My sense is that this has exacerbated a lot of that. So I would absolutely say that those two, I'd say food as an absolute top priority.
Right, you're saying before mental health. Meaning even you could maybe, right? Because in other words, this is something that's across the board more perhaps.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are two issues that I think are key at this point.
Yeah, they're almost 1A and 1B, you know?
Right,
They're
yeah.
both so important.
Okay.
I know Mary, as a retired psychiatric nurse, you already know the high percentage of depression normally among older adults. And our experience in our calls is that it's easily doubled and maybe tripled what it would normally be between depression and anxiety and fear. So I would say that they're number 1 and number 2 in either order. I'm comfortable with both.
Yeah, I'd say that too. And I mean, even some of the members, you know, that are maybe a little quirky or eccentric, but manage to hold their own, just talking to some of them recently, and I've started to think, you know, it's having its effect, you know, in a more noticeable way. Now, whether it's the pandemic or just, but I think those two issues have to be like top priority.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the mental health issue. I mean, I feel like I'm doing therapy in the park sometimes, you know, I sit with my friends and, you know, I mean, it's like, you know, I'm
No,
like,
it's just that some families, they believe that this has something to do with age. It's not with the stress that they're going through for
Well,
many reasons.
it's a combination of things, right?
You know, you know, you're old and you're supposed to have all these, you know, problems, as opposed to really being taken care by an expert on the, you know, that issue, on the mental health issue.
I think everybody's affected by it. I mean, I even see it in some of my staff. Most of the staff are working remotely. I'm on site every day, but seeing even staff and friends of mine, you know, people's reaction to all of this is it's taking its toll, and some people are better able to weather it than others. I mean, I think with our seniors, you know, who may be less likely to have other people around, or who aren't as savvy or able to engage the way, let's say, we can, so we can kind of mitigate some of the stress that we may be feeling by connecting virtually or whatever. I think that's something that's maybe more specific to the populations with which we work. But I think it's hitting everybody, and it's an issue for everybody.
It is, and listening to all the groups we just talked about, what I'm thinking about is what Mary just said. There are lots of people lots of seniors out there who don't have a friend like Mary. And the issue is even more isolation there. And that's a particular group to try to reach, and not always the easiest.
And then it cuts across because you have the isolation, and then let's say people who are isolated because of mobility issues, or maybe don't have a lot of people, then that's going to impact their ability to get food, you know, unless they have it delivered by some means. So it kind of, one segues into the other, or they segue into each other, which makes it even more challenging, the isolation from everything.
And I'll tell you, I have a friend on Facebook. I've known her for many, many years. She's on Facebook, but I know her from the community and from the organizations that I've been in. And, you know, her sense of, you know, depression and being able to cope, and she gets food delivered. She's, you know, she's disabled, but she gets food delivered. Her neighbors help her and all that. So she has a lot of supports, but even with that, she's up and down. She's up and down. I mean, one day she's like, oh, yeah, I wish I could just end it all, you know, and the next day she's very happy because she got 5 meals delivered to her, you know, so it's tough. It's tough. All right, so back to increase access and outreach to healthy food programs for seniors with medical and health related issues. We need to reword this so it includes cultural awareness as well.
Appropriate.
Appropriate cultural, let's see. Okay.
Culturally appropriate is the catchphrase.
Let's see, appropriate. Cultural. Okay, help me reword this now, the whole thing. Increase access and outreach to,
What I have down is increase access and outreach for healthy food programs for seniors with health and medical needs, including culturally appropriate meals.
I like it.
okay,
What about, do we want to even say with health and medical and mental health needs?
This is for food.
Yeah, and I don't think you want to separate medical needs from mental health needs. They're
Okay.
both medical needs.
Okay, okay.
yeah. The mental health needs may include comfort food, but
You're saying more.
that's not necessarily healthy. So we don't want to go there.
He's saying more chicken soup for the soul.
Absolutely.
Or add the book. They should deliver a copy of that book when they deliver the meals.
Actually, my my evening chocolate works for me, okay? All right. New business, Maria.
Mama, no, I'm concerned about November 3rd and how we are trying to deal with the seniors that are homebound, to help them to fill out absentee ballots for the election. I have a whole bunch of applications, and since the senior centers are not open, I just don't know how to reach those people who are, you know.
Wait.
Yes.
The Northern Manhattan Agenda as a group has decided on September 17th as voter registration drive day. And we are going to have a table out in front of our 3 senior centers. NIMIC is going to have a table out in front of its facility on Wadsworth and 175th. Cloth, DWDC, They're doing something, people,
The same thing about the awareness for the census. I'm concerned about the homebound, not the people who are walking on the street and, you know, up and down Broadway and San Nicolas Avenue. My problem is the people who are, you know, the seniors that are homebound and they don't have anybody to, you know, to help them to do that. And also some of them, they can, you know, someone's gonna say, oh, they can access by NYC vote or that, you know, whatever. They don't have the,
no,
they don't have.
no, they need the paper.
So we just need to increase that number.
Though I cannot send seniors, I cannot send caseworkers to the house. We are operating transportation and the caseworkers are available by phone.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. The caseworkers are available by phone to provide assistance at all of the senior centers. So if you get me a list of people that you want absentee ballots dropped off to, we can make that happen with transportation.
One day, the last Monday, the numbers of people that we helped to fill out the census for was just, this small. We were all
Wow.
over the place. We were all over the place.
Wow.
So people talking, they don't want to stop and do it. And most of them says, I already done it. And you can see in their faces that they haven't done it. It's just to encourage people to do this. This is a, very critical election in November for everybody.
Yes.
All parties. It have to be a non-partisan type of.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But of course, we don't want to leave that that open. So I know that we're doing voter registration. That's another thing. A lot of the people, most of the people are already registered. So
The seniors are.
we are concerned about getting the application in so they can get the ballot and have the ballot returned.
So I have a question. You're talking about homebound. These aren't in senior centers. So where?
I'm trying to reach out to anybody that.
No, my point is, I would take a step back, saying we're concerned about getting seniors to be able to vote.
Right.
So there are different pockets. Those that are in the senior centers that are connected to a senior center, obviously the senior center should be doing that work. And that Fern is mentioning that there is advocacy out there to get the senior centers who are connected to the seniors that they're in touch with to take this on, right?
Right.
And then the next category you're saying, Maria, is those that are not necessarily connected to a senior center. What are we doing? That's a much tougher group. Is there a third group also those are the two basic groups?
No, we need volunteers to help us out on that.
Right. No, I'm saying, is there another, I guess those that are in assisted living and other things.
Right.
So the nursing homes generally have a voting place right on premises. If somebody is a recent resident, they have to re-register with the new location. But they can vote right in the building, like Isabella always had it right in the main level.
Yeah, but we need to make sure that they know that is available to them.
Right, and that they register.
Tell people, this is something that has to be, that must be done and whatever, and we'll help you out.
Right.
And now with the problem that we don't, they don't have that social interact, with each other because of the, the virus, they
Right.
isolate a lot of things. Unless if relatives take care of that. But I just wanted to drop that. It's really it's a crisis.
It's
that we
really
have.
critical. I know that Julio is bringing around the ballots and the absentee ballot. The registrations and the absentee applications.
I'm the one that giving it to him.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I have no doubt in my mind. So I just want to make sure that if we know of pockets of people that we should be reaching out to, that we make sure that everyone knows to either contact Julio or you, or,
All right, that'd be
that
great.
we have them, and that we have people that can walk them through how to fill it out. but we don't necessarily know who we're reaching out to.
Okay. All right, that was my, my new business.
Along
And
those,
mine was that transportation is operational. We started on August 10th, providing medical transportation. And we had an immediate request to take people on individual shopping trips, and we are doing both. No more than 3 people at a time on our bus, but we've got operations happening. So if people need the service, definitely have them call us.
Oh, can I have a question? I noticed and I have heard the Irving Hospital, 165, well, 165 and for Washington. A lot of people are waiting for the what's the name of the bus that they wait for.
Accessorize?
EM4,
Accessorize.
EM, oh,
Are they
accessory.
taking it's individual or do they? Because there is like the line is huge. People waiting and waiting for this accessorized vehicle. Can they take more than one or that's not it's not they cannot do that no more. Because there are people that say that they've been waiting for hours to get to be picked up. So I don't know if that's happening all the hospitals or just in certain areas and things like that. Most of them are, elderly people or disabled, the people with disabilities. Any idea about that? Okay. All right.
No.
Mary, has there been any discussion from the committee about the census? Because I know the deadline was moved up now to September 30th.
Mhm. I mean, we have talked about it and talked about the importance of it and trying to engage with seniors and, with people, people in the community of any, sort, but, just spreading the word and
Spreading the word. Okay.
talking to people about the importance of it. And I know people are going up and down, wherever I go, there's somebody asking me if I did the census. Doesn't matter where I am.
Right.
So I'm like, yes, I did it. Yes, I did it.
I
Voter
thought
registration
I
too.
thought Mary was gonna say that she did it 3 times already.
All right. Okay.
So I think that, that's well communicated and, certainly I've been after everybody in my immediate area of the community. So
All right.
hopefully everybody's doing it.
Doing it, yeah.
Marcy, are you interested in being part of the voter registration drive?
That's the 17th. That's a Thursday.
Yes,
Yeah, if we can figure out how we can do it, sure. Should we?
I'm just putting a table outside the building.
I got forms. I got a whole lot of forms.
If it's
Both
okay.
languages.
What languages up here?
Well, the
Spanish.
forms comes in different languages, so
So you could give us the forms and we could just put a table out, or
sure.
I would say English and Spanish. Do you have
All right.
Chinese
They are Chinese also.
or Russian?
That's the Russian also.
Those are the languages that we have up here.
Okay.
Those are the languages. So that's on the 17th.
All right. So where is your table gonna be in?
I guess we'd put it out front. We're at 54 Nagel.
Right. Okay.
We're at 54 Nagel.
All right.
So I may be able to get some people to help. Most of our staff is working remotely, but yeah, I think we should probably do that.
All right.
If anybody needs a volunteer, I can volunteer that day to help out.
You want to come help us, Mary?
I could.
If you want.
I could.
All right.
All right. So 4 languages.
English I would say English, Spanish, Russian, Chinese.
All right.
I can't help you in other languages, but I can help you.
Well, we'll have the forms available, at least. We could have the forms
Yeah.
available. So Mary, we can be in touch about time and all of that.
Yeah, just let me know.
Okay,
At this point, that day is empty on my calendar.
okay, good.
Okay. Mary, are we wrapping up? Do we want to ask if anyone, like Marielle, has anything to add? Or she's just here adding all of her thoughts on the text?
Oh, okay.
I'm
And I hope-
writing my notes and I'm taking down my notes.
And I hope that Nadia, I hope you enjoyed the meeting as well.
Nadia, are you there? Are you still with us?
Still on the thing.
Unmute yourself.
She
if
Doesn't
you
have to.
are. Well,
doesn't have to.
okay,
It's okay.
anyway. Marielle,
I'm here. I'm sorry. I just couldn't get
oh,
the
okay,
mute.
that's okay. Any other comments or questions that you may have? Oh, she's muted again.
No, if it was to me,
Okay. Oh, there you
I
go.
think
Okay.
thank you. Thank you for making me conscious of all these different things that is available. I appreciate it. I enjoyed the meeting. I hope to join again.
I hope
And,
you will. Our next meeting will be in October. Let me just check with, is Marielle still on the line here? Marielle, you still with us?
I'm here.
You have anything to add to anything?
No, I think it's good. I added some suggestions in the comments, as you all mentioned. So if there's any other thought that I have when it comes to that merchant piece, because there can also be people that it is addressed to that it may not pertain to, but just to kind of give it more teeth. I know that some like the restaurant associations and the supermarket associations. So again, you are talking to supermarkets and they have their own division of, I think it's called the trade group, I guess. And then also too, for the senior centers, if I can always ask, just because we have a very strict policy when it comes to political things, but if I can help with a voter registration drive, I'll let Fern know. And if you need me physically, then I can be helpful.
That's amazing.
Okay.
And Fern, you're on mute, so I saw you say something, but I saw it, I didn't hear it. You're still on mute.
I was actually going to answer you that thank you for offering, and please let me know if you're available.
Awesome.
Okay, great. Thank you. I forgot I had muted myself.
And then also, I had a question, because I know that Maria, hi everyone, first of all, because I'm just looking at some because my screen is half blocked. But Maria, you mentioned for WhatsApp that seniors get charged by the minute.
Their telephone, they purchase minutes for those telephones. It's not like the one that, those fancy ones that you register with Verizon or AT&T and, and so on.
I thought it charged them for the internet for the day. Because someone else told me it was the internet that charges for your day because you're not using phone minutes.
Sure.
I think
I remember I think it was my father that was saying it charges me for the internet. So that's the concern, because the internet costs a certain amount of money. So
yeah, I'll send it to you.
It's going through internet, yeah. So I'm not sure if that's actually.
No, I'll send you the name.
That's not my impression of what it is. With the what is it, assurance phones or the phones that people have?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they count down minutes no matter what your utilization is.
Yeah, for WhatsApp they do.
Not.
I have neighbors that they say, oh my God, I only have like a few minutes left or something. I have to go and buy more and things like that. So
Right, because whether you're on the phone or the internet, the Assurance Safe Link phones are counting down the time.
Right.
Oh, that sucks. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Any announcements?
When are the casinos gonna open? Seniors like to go to the casinos.
Ah,
I don't know, but I know the ones that,
are gonna open.
the casino,
The
I gotta
museums-
notice the
museums
casinos in Aruba are all gonna be
open, but not the
smoke-free now.
casinos.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
nobody has anything to say about the Revel scooters?
Oh, well, that's a
back.
major, that's
They're
a
back.
major issue.
They're back and I saw
That-
one go by,
that
I
and
saw one go
also
by with
Mary-
2 people on with no helmets. I said,
Wow.
Maybe one of the things that all of you that I'm really extremely concerned about is the situation, the sanitation problem that we have in our communities. It's not just that they don't pick up the garbage in the corner, it's that there is garbage all over. Someone can fall down, can sleep and break your neck because it just, some of the merchants are, accusing the sanitation of not picking up. People are bringing garbage to the corner instead of putting them on the basement and disposing them, from their building. They just come and lump this thing. And that is dangerous. Not just sanitation, it's a danger. It's a public safety issue, it's a health issue, it's an environmental issue, it's a seniors issue, it's an issue for everything. And I spoke to Ebenezer, recently about how to address that, because any senior that can fall, break a hip, and that's the cemetery, visit immediately. That's one of the most dangerous fractures that any senior can have. Is fracture of the pelvis or the, and things like that. So that's an issue that we need to, to have addressed all over. And it's not just on the, in some blocks, but more than in others. It's just insane. It's just insane. So I've been going after poor Ebenezer about that, but something has to be done. Something has to be done about the sanitation up here. It was not
it's terrible. It's terrible in the park too. I know
a topic to close.
in Jayhood Wright Park, that garbage is not picked up routinely and I'm seeing more rats than ever.
Well,
Wow.
stay away from them.
Terrible. I'm trying. The one I saw was dead though.
Oh, that's
Oh,
worse.
already.
Oh my God. At least, the one that run away from me, that's okay. But the one that I did smelled bad. Well, anyway, let's don't get into that. Let's don't get into that.
You know?
All right, I have to go. Oh my God.
So we
Me
do
too.
all,
Big day, all right.
next meeting, October 1st.
Okay, I'm putting it in my calendar.
Okay, I have to
Okay.
say something very. I love that, Rabbi. I love the picture. You changed the bridge, background now.
So
Have a
we're
good day, everyone. It's nice to see you all.
adjourning the meeting at 11:55 a.m.
Take care, everyone.
Good meeting all. Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, all.
Bye, Maria.
Bye-bye.
All right.